I found a video of my girlfriend going mild to wild with one of her friends, and she never told me about this in our 2 years together. Am I cooked? Posted by you/one-time advice request. English is not my primary language, so apologies if the spelling or grammar are off. This account is a throwaway for privacy, and the names are not real. I, 27M, have been in a relationship with Kat, F26, for a little over 2 years. I'm extremely satisfied with the relationship. She is just what I didn't know I needed. We have small arguments here and there, but the kind that gets sorted out with a talk or within a couple of hours once we both cool down. She really liked a photo montage I made of our vacations, so I was thinking of making one from the time she was born up until the first photo we will take when she moves in with me in February when her lease ends. For that, I needed old photos of her, so I asked, saying it was for a project. She gave me an external hard drive and said the folder marked memories would be filled with all her photos, but they would be out of order. She also mentioned that there would be photos with her ex-boyfriend from a summer trip they took overseas, which she kept for the memories of the trip itself. Yesterday, I sat down to start checking the photos. There are a lot of them, and they are all out of order, so I was just picking at random. As I was scrolling, I saw a folder in the middle of the images with a weird name. It had a few brackets and random numbers with letters, but it showed it had content in it. I opened it, 2 images and 1 video. The images were a screenshot of some shoes on a shopping app and a selfie with a thumb covering half the lens. Then I got to the video. Short, 53 seconds. The first 7 or 8 seconds show someone fumbling with what I assume to be a phone. Then the camera moves down, and it's Kat's back, naked. With the movements and sounds, it's obvious that this is her having sex with someone. To be clear, this is not proof of cheating. She has a back tattoo that she has been adding to over the years. In the video, it is less complete than when I met her, and her hair is very short. Based on other photos, I would say she was either 18 or 19 years old at the time. Now, we both know that neither of us was a virgin when we met. Still, it is a little unsettling to have that knowledge imprinted in my brain with visual aids. Of course, she is not doing anything wrong, but there are 3 things running wild in my mind. First, she was wearing what I can only describe as a revealing outfit with a bunny tail. To the side, at one point, I could see what looked like a small whip, similar to what jockeys use. She has never shown any inclination for this kind of thing with me, but what's really bothering me is that at one point, I can see her right wrist in a handcuff, the kind with fluffy pink fur around it, with the other cuff open at the side. This is bothering me because she absolutely hates to be held by her wrists in any way. The first time I did it during segs, she literally tensed and froze on the spot to the point that I stopped what I was doing to check on her. She told me never to do it again. That night, I actually told her to give me a safe word so that if I ever did something she wasn't comfortable with, she could say the word, and I would stop. Fortunately, we've never had to use it to this day. Now my mind is trying to make sense of it, and I'm getting concerned that she doesn't trust me for some reason, at least not to the extent she seems to have trusted this guy. Second, the existence of the video itself. She loves taking photos, but nothing overly sexual, just some sexy outfits, but even those aren't what I would call too much skin. She is actually pretty flirty and sometimes inappropriate when texting or speaking over the phone, but she once told me to forget about nudes or videos. She wouldn't send them or let me take them, which I really don't mind. I'd rather see everything in person. And now I see a video. Third, and what's bothering me the most, I'm almost 100% sure the guy is a friend of hers, Mark, 26M. At the end of the video, when he goes to shut off the recording, he points the camera at his wrist. There is a tattoo there that is the same as Mark's. I highly doubt she met 2 guys with the same tattoo in the same place. And they have been friends since their first year of college, so it matches the time frame. This isn't someone I'd describe as they are BFFs, always together, spending time alone at each other's apartments. They see each other maybe once a month when their group gathers for dinner or drinks. I actually go with her more often than not. I've been going crazy trying to replay their interactions, looking for any signs that I may have missed of something other than friendship, but honestly, I'm coming up empty. He also has a girlfriend, and he looks at her the same way I look at mine. I don't expect Kat to tell me about every hookup and relationship she had in the past, but with someone she still sees somewhat regularly, I would expect a heads up of some sort, especially because it seems like more than just a casual thing, considering the whole setup. This is driving me mad. My rational brain knows she has done nothing wrong and that I'm probably overreacting, but my body's stress response is through the roof. I know I need to talk to her tomorrow before I let this build up more. I already had a bad night's sleep, and I don't expect tonight to be any better. I'm concerned that having this conversation without a clear mind may actually cause issues that I really don't want to have, and honestly, I'm a bit scared to go deeper into this rabbit hole. Jesus, what a rant this has become. Sorry for the wall of text, seems like I had more to vent than I thought. How do I approach this conversation tomorrow? Edit. Now, maybe my English isn't as good as I hoped because I honestly do not understand the number of people who think I want to do stuff with my girlfriend and that I'm upset about her doing it with someone else. I never did, it's not something I can see myself enjoying, so I would only do it to some extent if I were asked. My issue is, if she's interested in this, why hasn't she brought it up in a 2-year relationship? And it doesn't help that this doesn't seem to be an ex but one of her friends, who is either actually an ex and hid that from me when we talked about past relationships at the beginning of ours, or had a friend with benefits situation, or something else happened there. Not having context for the video is making my mind spin, and that's why I need to speak with her before the dam bursts. That's also why I reached out for advice, to at least avoid making this situation worse than it already is. And no, I didn't go through her phone to get pictures. I asked her for pictures, she gave me an external hard drive, and she told me which folder to find them in. The hard drive had other folders, I didn't open them. The video was inside a strangely named folder within the memories folder. I'm talking to her tonight after she gets back from work. She already knows something is off, I couldn't sleep yesterday, and she came back to see why I wasn't in bed so late. This morning, she checked on me. You haven't been yourself for the last 2 days. Is something going on? I just told her that I'm feeling stressed for no apparent reason and not to worry. There's no point in having this conversation before she leaves for work. Can't say I'll update this today after we talk, as I don't think I'll be in the right mindset for that, but I guess I'll eventually say something. For now, I'm going offline. Update 2 days later. Some people had asked for an update, so I guess this will be it. I'd like to thank all the people who gave actual advice on what I asked in my post instead of judging me for whatever reason they found worthy of judgment. The advice to listen to her instead of turning the conversation into an interrogation, which was pointed out to me by several people, prevented me from complicating our talk. TLDR for those who just want the outcome. After our talk, I feel I got what I needed to gain a solid footing, and we are still together. I'm not going to pretend that it's all roses and sunshine. There is some trust that needs to be rebuilt, and I still need to process the image of the video. It's still fresh, so my brain keeps pushing it forward, but I feel that I just need some time to let it fade. The original post was long. This update might be a bit long as well. She read this before I posted, so everything I've written was with her consent. I got a call from an old friend of mine to check up on me because my girlfriend had called him, worried about my behavior over the last 2 days. When I said that it was something I needed to talk to her about, he said, "That's fine, just remember that Kat is not Mary, an ex of mine. Don't bring that baggage with you. If you have an issue, talk it out, but don't put on your girlfriend someone else's blame." It was like a light switch flipped. I had been so freaked out that I didn't even realize that a lot of what I was feeling was past trauma being brought to the surface and amplifying my reactions. Basically, I was afraid of going through something similar again. When she got home, she already wanted to speak with me. I told her that if she wanted to take a shower, I would make some tea, and we could talk. I told her that I loved her, that I wasn't accusing her of anything or mad at her. I was going through something, and she was the only one I could talk to who could help me move past it. I told her that I needed her to be honest and not try to hide things from me. Once she agreed, I simply asked, "When you gave me the external HD to get those photos, were you aware that there's a video on there of you and someone I think is Mark having sex?" "That's not possible, I deleted that years ago." That's what she said before breaking down in tears. She hugged me, and I hugged her back, mostly by instinct. Between the sobbing and crying, she begged me not to get mad and to let her explain. I repeated that I wasn't mad, that I would hear what she had to say, she just needed to be honest with me. Once she calmed down, she told me that it happened around 3 weeks after her 19th birthday. She had broken up with her high school boyfriend about 2 months prior. They were both pretty drunk, hanging out in her apartment's living room after a night out, and things just escalated physically. She said that the next morning, they both felt extremely self-conscious about the whole thing. Mark was really freaked out that she might think he had taken advantage of her because she had just gone through a breakup. She, on the other hand, was concerned that Mark had feelings for her, as she only saw him as a friend. They ended up agreeing that it was just a drunken hookup that neither of them wanted to pursue further. At one point, Mark asked her if she remembered making a video. They checked both their phones and found a video and a photo on her phone, which she deleted immediately. She never saw them again and believed they were gone. According to her, they even avoided each other for the next couple of months because of the awkwardness, and nothing else happened. I watched her while she spoke. She maintained eye contact, seemed tense but nothing unexpected. All in all, I saw no reason not to believe her. The handcuffs and all? A joke birthday gift from her girlfriends. They just happened to be there when they went to the room, and they thought it would be fun to open the set. We only talked about this yesterday. At the time, I had more pressing questions. As for not telling me in the first place, when she started dating her ex, Mark was out of the country, so she never mentioned it to him. When Mark came back, her ex was already showing signs of jealousy and control without much reason, so she decided not to throw gasoline on the fire. Mark later started dating a girl and mentioned that they had been together once a long time ago because she asked. His girlfriend told her ex-boyfriend in the middle of a group outing. Her ex exploded, and she ended up breaking up with him. Things got out of control, to the point of harassment and stalking. Mark's relationship imploded sometime later because his girlfriend saw Kat breaking up with her ex as proof that she has feelings for you and became a bit crazy. She never told me because, in the beginning, she wasn't sure how I would react and was afraid I might go down the same path as her ex. By the time she realized I wouldn't, so much time had passed that she just let it go. She apologized, admitted that it was a bad call on her part, and said she should have told me and let me decide how comfortable I was with it. When she spoke about her ex being abusive, I gently asked if he was the reason for her issue with being held by the wrists. He wasn't. He was verbally and psychologically abusive but never physical. It was someone else, after she broke up with her ex, someone from her friend group. Apparently, he had a secret crush on her, got drunk at a party, and, when they were alone on a small balcony, he confessed his feelings. She friend-zoned him, but he got too close. She placed her hands on his chest to try and stop him, and he grabbed her wrists and pinned her against a wall. One of her friends saw it through the window and stepped in to help. The guy was cut off from the friend group and, last she heard, had moved away for work. Still, she was aware that if they had been alone, it could have been a lot worse. When I held her wrists, it triggered the memory. This actually explains some of her behaviors when we first started dating. She seemed to need time to feel comfortable being alone with me. Now I know why. After this, I was drained. Well, I guess anyone who actually read this far will be as well. I went silent for a good while, just replaying everything. She came to me, held my hands, and apologized again. She said she couldn't make what I saw disappear, but it was really in the past, and she just needed me to tell her what else she could do to make things easier for me. Honestly, at that point, my brain was shot. Then she did something that caught me completely off guard. She called Mark on the phone, put him on loudspeaker while motioning for me to be quiet, and asked if he could talk or if he was near his girlfriend. His reply was telling. He said, "That's an odd thing to ask, I'm alone. Is something wrong?" She told him that I had seen the video. The entire conversation confirmed everything she had told me. I didn't say anything, so he didn't know I was listening. After freaking out with, "I saw you delete that crap," he referred to it as a one-time, meaningless thing and a drunk hookup that keeps coming back to haunt us. He was also worried that I would tell his girlfriend, like my crazy ex. After all this, she asked if I needed space, but I told her I wanted her near. If she didn't want to be with me in bed, I could sleep in my study, but she wanted to be close as well. We spent yesterday together, skipped the party we had planned to attend, talked, and just stayed close. She and Mark will take a break from their friendship. He told his girlfriend, who took it better than I did, but they decided some distance was best for now. My girlfriend also offered to only go out with the group when I'm present, regardless of whether Mark is there or not. Other than that, I just asked her to give me some time and not initiate sex for now. I want to be completely clear-minded and release this built-up stress before that. This is it. It's going to take some time, but I feel like I have my footing again, and I'm optimistic. Now, after talking it out, I just need a bit of time to let it settle. Up in the comments. I'm looking through the replies here, and my God. First, the "keeps coming back to haunt them" remark was made after he asked her if I had broken up with her, and she replied that no, but I was shaken by it. If you read the post, you know that last time, it ended her relationship. Second, that taking breaks thing, I'm not exactly sure what breaks you mean, but if I had to guess, they avoided each other for a couple of months because they felt awkward around each other. After that, they have been friends until now. There were no breaks. And for now, they are in a no-contact situation. I say for now because I might get to the point where I simply accept that all of this is in the past and choose to trust my girlfriend. Besides, me telling her no contact, if she wants to cheat, she will find a way. Third, she gave me her phone that night without me asking. I checked their conversations. They messaged from time to time, but no photos were exchanged, no flirty emojis, no messages at weird hours, nothing at all that would raise any doubts, and yes, I checked for deleted chats and other apps. Fourth, I don't know how the video was there. According to both of them, it was deleted less than 24 hours after the fact. Yesterday, she asked me to check all her devices because she wanted to make sure it was gone. Her phone, tablet, and laptop didn't have anything. I checked her cloud services associated with the devices, and there was nothing there as well. Both of her external hard drives, which she uses to keep 2 copies of her data, had that same folder. The only way it got there was through a direct copy from the laptop hard drive to the external hard drive. Given the fact that she has just been throwing things in there, it's quite possible she copied it without realizing what it was. Yes, she messed up when she didn't tell me they got together that time. No, I'm not okay with that, hence the need for us to work through it. But she didn't cheat on me. There is absolutely zero evidence of emotional cheating, and I don't find the omission of that fact enough to break up over. Right or wrong, it is my choice to move forward, and the consequences of me being wrong will be mine to bear. I'm okay with my decision. I didn't post the update to get advice, just to update those who might be curious after my first post. I'll be moving on. Whether it's with her or not, time will tell, as it always does.